Strange bedfellows, Syrian rebels of all stripes welcome at Turkey safe house. World News. MSN. Outlook. More. Autos. My MSN. Video. Careers and jobs. Personals. Weather. Bellish. Quotes. White pages. Games. Real estate. Wonderwall. Horoscopes. Shopping. Yellow pages. Local edition. Traffic. Feedback. Maps and directions. Travel. Full MSN index. Bing. News.com. Today. Nightly news. Meet the press. Dateline. MSNBC. Breaking news. Newsvine. Home. U.S. World. Politics. Business. Sports. Entertainment. Health. Tech. Science. Travel. Local. Weather. Advertise vertical bracket ad choices. Recommended. Prison camps or risking death at sea. Anti-Muslim mob violence provokes dilemma in Myanmar. Recommended. 2 arrested after breaking at Buckingham Palace. Recommended. Kerry courts Europe for support on Syria strike, as Obama preps for uphill battle in Congress. Recommended. All they can do is scream. Syrian refugee children struggle in Lebanon. Header point top underscore header left curly bracket background image. Journal http://cdn.libpointnewsvine.com/chrome/worldnewsfrontiers/images/header.jpg equals 10,479 right curly bracket. First for breaking news and analysis, compelling world news stories from NBC News journalists. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. About this blog archives. Email updates follow on Twitter. Subscribe to RSS. 96 comments. Print. 9 hours ago. Strange bedfellows, Syrian rebels of all stripes welcome at Turkey safe house. Hezib Dawkins, NBC News. Jamal Seeb speaks to his brother, Mohammed Seeb, at their apartment in Antakya, Turkey. They use the apartment as a safe house for rebels entering and exiting Syria. By Hezib Dawkins, producer, NBC News. Antakya, Turkey. As the number of refugees fleeing Syria passes the 2 million mark, one man is doing what he can to help those outside the reach of the UN Refugee Agency, rebels traveling in and out of Syria. Jamal Seeb, a 37-year-old Syrian and former restaurant owner with a philosopher's love of analysis and conversation, has opened the doors of his apartment in a small Turkish city near the border and transformed it into a safe haven and salon for anyone going in or out of Syria regardless of which rebel faction they belong to. Advertise vertical bracket ad choices. His guests all share just one thing, the goal of ousting President Bashar Assad. Close quarters sipping Turkish coffee during a recent visit, Seeb answered a constant stream of cell phone calls. Some of those in the phone wanted to send him more guests, while others wanted him to bring more provisions in his next trip across the border coordinate with the rebels. Anyone recommended to Seeb is welcome to stay as long as he wants, free of charge, but the accommodations are beyond modest. The space he shares with his wife, mother and 2 brothers consists of a mostly bare living room, 2 tight bedrooms, a small kitchen and 1 tiny bathroom. 3 thin mattresses lay on the floor of 1 bedroom. A stack of suitcases is piled up against the wall. 1 old sofa and a cheap fan sit by the door. An open window overlooks a dimly lit alleyway of Antakya, which has become a staging point for all kinds of people entering and fleeing the conflict. In a recent evening, the TV was switched to an Arabic news channel in the living room featuring analysts debating the consequences of a possible U.S.-led strike against Assad's regime. About 10 million Seeb's mother sat watching, debating the news. Seeb smiled and said there were just a few guests at the moment. Sometimes they have as many as 20 visitors. This morning I had a member of Dalai al-Islam and a Syrian army officer defector, who is an Alawite, he said, explaining the motto.